The people of the Motherland have arrived. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom Chapter 61. At this moment, by mirage, Meng believed that if the other party wanted to, he would definitely be able to kill himself. After all, even the mind gem fragments were provided by the other party. Why did he come back, and how could Scarlet Witch lose to the other witches? Even by mirage, Meng didn't know whether he was too deep into the play, or because of the guidance of the heart gem fragment, he returned to Zijing Town again. Before, was that you? Like an evil queen, Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, gazes at Yimon. Yes, Yi dreamed about it, admitted it quickly, and said sincerely, sorry, I didn't mean to marry you. I didn't want that at the time, and I don't know why I became a vision in this town. Quote. Scarlet Witch Wanda looked at him and did not speak. 10 seconds later, just when Meng wanted to abandon the white illusion body and escape with artificial intelligence following the signal, the Scarlet Witch turned her back to him and said calmly, let's go. Quote. Good. By Phantom Meng did not hesitate, for fear that Miss Witch would repent, took off at full speed to break the sound barrier, and flew towards the outside of Westview Town. Until he disappeared into the night sky, Scarlet Witch Wanda slowly turned around, her fists clenched for some time, looking at the direction of the night sky where White Vision Meng left. If you are not that person, no matter what world you are in, I will go and kill you. She whispered, as if telling a fact, a spell. Agatha, who was lying on the ground, smiled bitterly, looked up and asked, are you going to kill me? No. Don't you like to play? Let's live here as an ordinary resident for the rest of your life. The Scarlet Witch Wanda stretched out her hand, and Scarlet appeared like a tide, covering everything in Ashaka and the town. Crash. Agatha only felt her eyes darken, and when she opened them again, she found herself sitting on the doorstep of her home where she was playing the role of a townsman. She looked up and saw that the town had returned from the previous 50s to the modern appearance of the 21st century. More than 3,000 residents of the small town have also returned to normal minds, and many relatives hugged each other and cried bitterly. Agatha looked down at her hands stunned. She was no different from ordinary residents with no ability. In our world, there is actually a real Red Witch. Agatha smiled bitterly, feeling that she had lost unjustly. The Red Witch is enough to erode the existence that controls the multiverse. Agatha shook her head, and suddenly remembered the previous white illusion, as well as the fragment of the mind gem that appeared on the other party's eyebrows. Agatha was stunned at first, and then revealed an even more terrified expression, thinking of a possibility. Maybe it's really Vision. Quote. When he gets the complete mind gem, 0069 Switch Dreamland, Marvel vs. DC. A white figure was like a meteor speeding across the night sky, constantly moving away from Zijing Town, which had just been released from magical control. Soon, it was hundreds of kilometers away. Good risk. White Vision Meng flew at several times the speed of sound, secretly luckily before the witch was completely blackened. Miss Scarlet Witch, it's still reasonable. Of course. If Meng knew Wanda's determination to hunt him down, I am afraid he would not think so. Anyway, this unexpected encounter in the dream of the Marvel Universe has finally passed. As Meng flew, he began to replay. Although marrying Miss Wanda was too dangerous, there was a windfall. Meng lowered his head and glanced at the tall white mechanical body that he was manipulating like a steel suit with the curve of assembly line engineering. White Vision has most of the characteristics and abilities of Vision, an Avengers member who died in Endgame. For example, vibranium defense, superpower, hovering, energy absorption, laser attack, virtual projection, and bokeh shuttle, to name a few. Other than that, Meng raised the 2 fingers of his right hand and gently touched the artificial chip built into the eyebrows of the white illusion visual body, and a little yellow broken light loomed. Fragment of the mind gem owned by Scarlet Witch Wanda. Even if it is just a fragment, it can make Meng feel the calm and tranquility of his heart, not afraid of the invasion of any other artificial intelligence. And even the will corrosion of the previous Black Witch can resist. Meng really needs this type of thing, whether it is the dream universe or the real world. Just this little mind gem fragment can reach this level. What if it's a complete mind gem? According to the premise that the enhancement of dream avatars can also bring certain characteristic feedback to reality. If you get the power of the complete mind gem in Marvel Dreamland, will he be able to help control it, along with the will of doom in reality? White illusion Meng's electronic eyes flashed with red-silver light. This is the biggest gain from his encounter in Westview Town this time. As the mastermind behind the strategic changes that control the global network, you must first find a way to repair and get the complete mind gem. White illusion Meng made up his mind. In Marvel Universe Dreamlands, getting the mind gem is a priority for the time being. But at this time, Meng, who was flying in the night sky at great speed, was stunned, and suddenly found that the stars in the night sky were stagnant. And the manipulated white illusion visual body also stopped at high altitude. No. It's the entire Marvel Universe space that pauses, stops. Broken. This feeling is that I am waking up from the dream and returning to the real world. Quote. Meng consciousness reacted, If it was before, it would be okay, but now he really doesn't want to wake up before controlling the power of Doomsday. But dreaming and waking up can't help him. The space scene in the Marvel Universe continues to blur until it is broken. Emin's consciousness completely withdrew from the Marvel Universe and returned to his real-world self. And just before he was about to wake up, another traction suddenly came, pulling him towards the dream world again. Fall, fall, fall. Meng suddenly opened his eyes, and his absolute sanity became irritable, and his eyes were blood red with sunset, and the waves crashed on the beach on the coast where he was. On the ground of the island, there is also a trident weapon that seems to be made of pure gold. Phew. Meng's snort turned into two fiery auras of destructive energy, looked down at the palms of his raised hands, and saw a pair of grey-white broad bone palms. Strong and burly 3-meter monster body bone spurs hideous. Ancient Day of Doom. Meng realized that he returned to the last DC Universe dream as the incarnation of the ancient Doomsday Day. This was the first time he hadn't woken up and experienced two different dream universes in a row. It seems that the reality of me was invaded too much by the Dream Destruction Day, and only by controlling the power of the Dream Destruction Day can I completely wake up. Doomsday Dream maintains a weak sanity and thinks constantly. Fortunately, in reality, he also belongs to the state of semi-doomsday, at least he will not starve to death because he has been dreaming for too long. At this time, on a desert island, Atlantis, the former queen of Atlantis, holding a baby Kryptonian who had fallen asleep again, shivered on the beach. Atlana did not dare to breathe, looking in fear at the shore not far ahead, the bone spur monster bathed in the setting sun of the sea, and the Poseidon trident at his feet. Oh, my god. What kind of supreme being is this? Even the legendary king of the sea god, Poseidon, the old god who ruled the sea, was defeated in the home field of the sea, and was also taken away from the artifact as a trophy. Atlana fully believes that this existence can destroy the current underwater empire, and even everything on DC Earth. Just standing there motionless, the bone spur body was still lingering with substantial destructive energy, imitating the breath spewed out by human breath that was hotter than lava flames. At this time, the bone spur who was standing facing the setting sun suddenly looked sideways, and the eyes of the red flame of destruction looked at Atlana and the baby in her arms. Atlana subconsciously took a step back, and almost collapsed on the ground with the mentality of a queen. No. 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 Don't eat me. I gave birth not long ago, and the fishy smell is really not delicious. Atlana pleaded in despair, her plump and soft body trembling. Dream of Doom was speechless for a moment, he didn't need to eat. However, because of Atlana's words, it also made Meng completely recall. The current DC Universe dream also follows the time when he left the dream last time, that is, he just defeated Poseidon. Next, what to do as the avatar of Doomsday? That's right, the sun is about to set. Doomsday Yimon glanced at the setting sun, and despite Queen Atlana's plea for mercy, he probed the large grey hand at the body that was still plump and moist. Don't. Under Atlanta's weak and desperate gaze, the big hand grabbed her and the body of the Kryptonian baby, and the other hand grabbed the small Kryptonian spacecraft and the Trident artifact. Rumble. The island trembled violently, and the ground sank downwards.